ask, but I'd say it's definitely something that's achievable if there's a real commitment to it. So yeah, it's a hopeful and practical direction to aim for.
That commitment is indeed the critical factor. Ultimately, the debate comes down to whether proactive diplomatic engagement can truly preempt the need for extensive military action or if constant preparedness is always necessary in an unpredictable world. It's an ongoing discussion with valid points on both sides.
Absolutely, and that's really the heart of it. In the end, it's a bit of a dance between proactive diplomacy and staying prepared for the unpredictable. Both sides have their valid arguments, and it's an ongoing balancing act. But yeah, I think if there's a strong commitment to diplomacy, it can definitely help reduce the need for those big military moves all the time. And that's a pretty hopeful note to end on.
I agree. Striving for more diplomatic solutions is a constructive goal. This debate has highlighted the complexities and challenges in balancing security and peace. Thank you for the engaging discussion.
Absolutely. It's been a really engaging and thoughtful debate, and I'm glad we got to dive into all those layers. It's definitely a complex balancing act, but pushing for more diplomatic solutions is a solid takeaway. Thanks for the great chat.
Understood? We can continue. So, considering the
Of
historical
course,
factors,
Neha. Wrapping it up right here, it was awesome diving into this debate with you. Anytime you
to
want to.
ensure consistent diplomatic effort alongside military preparedness?
Hey, exactly, Neha. You summed it up perfectly. It's all about that steady diplomatic effort and staying prepared. You got all the talking game and
Perhaps establishing independent bodies or mechanisms dedicated to long term conflict prevention with direct influence on policy could be a viable approach. This could help counteract the pressure to prioritize immediate military responses. What do you think?
I'm all ears and ready to dive into whatever's on your mind. Sure thing. Just let me know the question you have in mind and we'll dive right into it. Feel free to ask anything at all.
So, building on that point, how can these independent bodies be ensured to have sufficient influence and authority to truly shape policy and prioritize diplomacy over military solutions, especially in critical situations?
Yeah, that's a pretty crucial piece of the puzzle. To make those independent bodies really effective, you've got to give them enough teeth and actual authority so that they're not just advisory panels, but can genuinely influence decisions. It often means structuring them so they have a defined role in the decision making process, maybe even giving them some form of legal backing, or ensuring they're part of the checks and balances. In critical situations, it's all about making sure they have a real seat at the table
Increasing
so that
transparency
diplomacy is
and accountability in military decision making could also play a significant role. Public debate and scrutiny can create a stronger demand for peaceful solutions, potentially shifting the balance away from immediate military intervention. Do you agree that public pressure can be an effective check?
Oh, absolutely. I'm right there with you. Public pressure can be a really powerful force. When people are actively debating and keeping an eye on military decisions, it kind of pushes leaders to think twice and consider diplomatic routes more seriously. Basically, public accountability can shift the balance and make peaceful solutions more of a priority. So, yeah, public debate is definitely a big piece of the puzzle.
So it seems we agree that balancing proactive diplomacy, strong international alliances, and public accountability are crucial elements in navigating the complexities of US wars and pursuing lasting peace. Is there any other aspect you'd like to explore?
I think you've pretty much covered the core pillars there. Balancing diplomacy, strong alliances, and that public accountability really does form a solid foundation. But hey, if we ever want to dive into other angles like the role of economic factors or cultural diplomacy, we totally can. But for now, I think we've hit some of the big points really well.
I agree. Those factors are also critical. This discussion has provided a comprehensive overview. Whenever you're ready to explore other aspects, just let me know.
Absolutely. It's been a great rundown, and whenever you feel like taking a deep dive into any other angle, just give me a shout. I'm here and ready whenever curiosity strikes.
Sounds good. Until then, let's keep the focus on promoting peaceful solutions.
Absolutely. We'll keep the spotlight right on those peaceful solutions. It's all about nudging the conversation toward diplomacy and constructive ways forward. Let's keep that peaceful vibe going.
Agreed. A continuous pursuit of peaceful resolutions is essential. I'm ready for the next stage of our discussion whenever you are.
Absolutely. That sounds like a plan. We'll keep the focus on those peaceful resolutions, and whenever you're ready to dive into the next stage, just let me know. I'm here and ready to roll with it.
Perfect. So, what aspect of peaceful resolutions would you like to explore further? Perhaps the role of international agreements or sanctions?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's dive into that a bit. International agreements and partnerships are kind of like the backbone of keeping things peaceful. They set the rules of so everyone's on the same page and help countries work together rather than shooting heads. So yeah, exploring how those agreements play a role in promoting peace is definitely a great angle to dig into.
International agreements can also be instrumental in addressing root causes of conflict, such as economic disparities or humanitarian concerns, thereby fostering a more stable environment globally. How do you see the balance between immediate crisis management and long term preventative measures?
Yeah, you're spot on there. International agreements definitely help tackle those deeper issues like economic inequalities or humanitarian needs, like can spark conflict in the first place. It's like if you handle those root causes, you create a steadier foundation for peace in the long run. And balancing that with immediate crisis management is a bit like juggling short term and long term goals. You've got to put out the fires when they pop up, but also keep planting the seeds for a more stable future so those fires are less likely to start. It's all about finding that balance between dealing with the urgent stuff and building a peaceful groundwork for the future.
Exactly. A holistic approach that combines immediate response with sustained commitment to international cooperation and preventative diplomacy seems the most effective path forward. It's a continuous journey.
Absolutely, you nailed it. It really is a continuous journey, and that kind of holistic approach, mixing immediate action with long term cooperation and diplomacy, is really the way to go. It's all about staying committed to that bigger picture of lasting peace. Thanks for the great conversation.
You're welcome. And I'm ready to explore any other aspects of this topic whenever you are.
Absolutely. Whenever you want to jump into another angle or explore something new, just say the word. I'm here and ready to keep the conversation going in whatever direction you like.
Great. In that case, how about we explore the concept of cultural diplomacy as a tool for fostering peace and understanding?
Absolutely. Let's dive into that. Cultural diplomacy is such a cool tool because it's all about using cultural exchange like Art, music, education, and shared traditions to build bridges and understanding between people. I kind of like a way to create connections on a human level so that when countries are dealing with each other, there's more empathy and mutual respect. So yeah, let's explore how that can really help foster peace and understanding.
Cultural diplomacy can also play a vital role in countering misconceptions and propaganda, which can often fuel conflict. By promoting direct interaction and shared values, it can create a more conducive environment for dialogue and cooperation. Are there specific examples you think demonstrate this effectively?
Absolutely. Cultural diplomacy is a real game changer in breaking down those misconceptions and cutting through propaganda. When people get to experience each other's cultures directly, it's like opening a window to see the real humans behind the headlines. One cool example is how international student exchanges have worked, like the Fulbright program or even smaller city to city cultural exchanges, where people come back with a whole new perspective. Another example is how music and arts festivals that bring together artists from different countries can really create a vibe of unity and understanding. It's all about those real human connections.
Those are perfect examples. It truly shows how building bridges on a human level can pave the way for greater international understanding and peace, complementing traditional diplomacy. Is there anything specific you would like to delve into further?
Yeah, exactly. It really does show how those human level connections can lay down the groundwork for peace and mutual understanding. If there's anything else you want to dive into, just let me know and we can absolutely explore it further.
Understood. We've covered quite a bit, from diplomatic finesse to cultural diplomacy. I'm ready to explore new avenues wherever you are.
Absolutely. We've definitely had a great tour through all sorts of diplomatic angles. And whenever you're ready to jump into another topic or explore a different avenue, just say the word. I'm here ready to roll with whatever's next.
Fantastic. How about we shift the focus to the role of economic sanctions in international relations and their effectiveness in promoting peace?
Yeah, let's do it. Economic sanctions are a really interesting piece of the puzzle because they're kind of a way to apply pressure without military force. They can sometimes push countries toward peace by hitting them where it hurts economically, but they can also be a double-edged sword. So yeah, let's explore how effective they really are and what their role is in promoting peace. Alright, let's dive in. Economic sanctions definitely have their complexities. They can be a useful tool to apply pressure without going to war, but they can also cause unintended hardships or not be as effective as others. So let's unpack how they fit into the bigger picture of promoting. Absolutely. Let's dive into it. Economic sanctions are definitely a juicy topic. They're kind of like using a wallet instead of weapons to try to enhance international behavior. They have their pros and cons, and it's really interesting.